Well, hello everybody. I'm back. It's me, it's Mr. T. No, wait a minute. That's not it. It's supposed to be like, it's me, it's Milo B. It's been so long, I almost forgot. Almost. So, what happened? Last week, I don't know. I was off. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So, we had the holiday off. And because I was off all day Thursday, it felt like a Friday. So I blew my brain. Excuse me. I didn't even think about the show until like 10 p.m. Well, it was too late. Just too late. So, for all my dedicated viewers and fans and everybody that wrote in and wondering where I was and how things were going and what happened to me, and I appreciate it. One guy asked me about it. But that's okay. Hey, if I had thousands of people and they were all busting my chops about, why didn't you come on? Why didn't you do this? And I was like, I forgot. I just, that happens. And as you get older, it happens more and more and more. So, I was running really late tonight. Robert was there. He's the one that talked to me about it. I was like, yo, dude, where were you? And I explained to him. He's like, man, I thought it was Friday because I'd been off all day. Didn't even dawn on me. Did not even cross my, well, it did. Well, at 10 o'clock it crossed my mind. Other than that, it didn't cross my mind at all. So, ooh, got something in the keyboard, man. Ooh. All right. So, and I was really busy tonight. And I'll just catch you up on some of the things I got going on. First off, my internet connection is toasted. I'm in the yalla. That means we might start dropping frames and skipping and looking like junk. But we'll power through it. Okay. So, there it goes all red. Skip frames due to encoding lag. And see, I don't really have anything else up. Normally, I think it's the ads. on these websites, that we go, they eat up a lot. Man, we could talk all night. Smooth on your end. That's because you're a smooth operator, Robert. You're a smooth operator. 4th of July is a stressful time. Why? Because we got one little dog that is scared of his shadow. And when the fireworks start 2 stupid days before the 4th of July, we have to keep him doped up on this stuff all the time. And it still doesn't help. And then when it's hot and heavy on the 4th, he just shakes and shivers and tries to hide everywhere, and you can't get any sleep. Anyway, poor little dude. He's kind of over it now. Of course, hadn't been any lingering 4th of July. I know it's it was a week, but I mean, when's the best time to buy Christmas presents? The day after Christmas. When's the best time to buy fireworks? Well, hello, after the 4th of July. People are wanting to give those things away. So they go out, they buy up all the surplus fireworks, and then they shoot the stupid things off, for the next 4, 5, 6, 7 days. So it's not unusual for somebody to be popping off Roman candles or some kind of silly junk even a week after the 4th. Makes me so mad. But I will have to say, in years past, there's been people shooting fireworks off after midnight. That's really uncalled for. But this year, pretty much 10:30, you get a random one, and that was really cool. So, Boss Man was telling me they went to Gatlinburg, and in Gatlinburg, downtown Gatlinburg, had a midnight 4th of July parade. That would not be for me. He said it was started around midnight and lasted about 2. Cars, trucks, all that stuff. Why, people? Why? If you've ever been to Gatlinburg, there's only one street, basically. And it's just, you want to go and you just have fun during the day. You want to sleep at night. Crazy. I don't think I'd want to go down there for that. Garthok's here. Garthok, did you miss me last week? You missed my excuse for why I didn't do a show last week. So, 4th of July kind of screwed me up. I was going to talk about the 4th of July, and I was going to do that tonight. And so, I was busy. Busy. I know everybody complains. It's like, well. Stop whining. Everybody's busy. I know they are. I know everybody's busy. But what I've been doing is 2 weeks ago, I sold my big camper. And I had like a huge camper. And I sold it because I don't need that big camper anymore. I had a little bit of water damage. And so I put it out there cheap, talked to a few people. And this is probably what I'll end up on tonight. Is when I say open topics, where do I normally go? Almost always inadvertently go to Facebook and look at their ads. But I would like to talk, and this is going to be kind of a topic on one show, maybe I'll touch on it tonight, is how to be a good Facebook seller and how to be a good Facebook buyer. Anyway, I sold it. So now I've got a vintage camper. I've got a Holiday Rambler. It's a 1962 model. Story on this critter. I've got some videos of we're dismantling. Anyway, I've had it for about 2 years. Went to North Carolina, rainy night, drove over there, looked at it, rainy night. Remember that. It looked good in the dark. It had some work done to it. Inside of it looks pretty good. There was some water damage in the ceiling, but it wasn't wet. It wasn't wet, and it was raining. Looked it over, everything, bought it. Paid too much for it. Towed it home. It tows. Tires, lights, all that stuff works. Get it home, start, messing around with it, doing this, that, another thing, this, that, another thing. Well, it rains on it. I ain't thinking nothing about it. Guess what? It got wet inside. Somewhere between the night we bought it in the rain and it wasn't leaking and the time we got it home and was working on it and it rained, it developed a leak. Made me mad. Covered it up. 2 years. Sold the big camper. Now it's time to get that out. Pulled that baby into the barn and I'm stripping her down, taking the roof off, the outside part. Why? Because it leaks. Hello. I'm going to take it off. I got some, I know, I've got some rotted timbers on the top. So I'm going to try to get those out and replace them from the outside instead of tearing out all that, what do they call that stuff? It's real shiny polish. It's like lacquer. What is that? Anyway, those old campers, it's got like maple wood across the ceiling and all that, and it's bent and it just deep shines. Cool Seal. No. Looked at Cool Seal. If I had bought Cool Seal when I very first knew the camper was leaking, almost like 2 years ago, I probably would have done that because it was relatively cheap. $450 or something like that for the whole kit. Man, it's like $700 now. Not going to do that. So what I was going to do is the roof on it now is factory and it has 3 seams in it. And it's like any other thing. Skylight's been taken off. Refrigerator's taken out. So there's all kinds of different screws and patches and stuff of that in the ceiling. So, shellac. Thank you. Not shellac on a car. It is shellac. Yes. So the inside of the camper is that maple stuff. I've got to do some videos of this, and I know I'm terrible. I'm like every other person that gets on YouTube is like, I'll do so good, and I'll make so many videos, and I'll do this. And I'm like, oh man, I'm so busy. Anyway, what do I have a video of? Got to take some pictures, put them up. Going to do that. Great Dane Trailer Repair in Knoxville, Tennessee will sell by the foot aluminum sheeting that they use to fix tractor and trailer, big trailers, 53 foot trailers, any of those trailers. They sell that. So you can buy a roll of it. So I'm going to take off the roof, which is in 3 parts. All right. And it's got seams in it. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to put on a 1-piece solid aluminum roof. Now, what I want to do, if you've ever seen a Holiday Rambler, it's like a canned ham camper. All those things in those years are pretty much, okay. Everybody knows I cannot type and without looking at the keyboard. So I'm going to try to get me a little picture going here. Let's see what we got. Images. So anyway, I wish mine looked that dang good, but it don't. Well, right there's the little devil. Look at that, how cute that is. Let's do this. There it is. Okay. We'll shrink me down. Let's go to the corner. Put that on there. We're going to fade it over. We're going to roll this up. All right. So that is a representative picture of my camper. Okay? This is not my camper. I repeat, this is not my camper. So Robert had a 74 Roadrunner pop-up. Yeah, I started out with a pop-up. I liked that thing when we had kids. I towed it with like a little minivan. Shoot, man, that thing, we could travel 70, get 17 miles a gallon, travel 70, 75 miles an hour with that thing behind that van. It was wonderful. It was a pain in the butt. So anywho, here we go. So see where am I? Can you not see my pointer? Here's my pointer. See my little pointer finger? See this arch right here? All along here. This is the back side, all right? But the actual roof part starts about right here and goes to back right here. And there's 3 separate pieces that are seamed together that make up this flat section. All right, so you can roll around, and I don't know if this shows. No, it goes on to the different ones. So as you roll over the edge right here, it's a different piece of aluminum. What I had hoped was to buy enough aluminum to start here, just above that back window, roll all the way, roll down into here, and you see this window here pops open. But I was wanting to replace all of this section with 1 sheet aluminum. Now, guy on the internet who's doing this with his camper, and it's not a Holiday Rambler camper, but it is a similar style, similar year camper. He says he was going to do the same thing. Let's see if you can see me into my little picture. And the roof is flat. And as it rolls, he says, as it rolls across the top of the front or the back, they put a little bow in it. Now I'm going to exaggerate it, but they put a bow in the trusses on the roof. So he says as you come along and you try to roll that 1 piece of aluminum over that, you know what it does? It kind of starts to deform it, and it wants to pull the sheet down on the side, and that makes a TP, and it won't roll over 1 piece. Now, is it true? I don't know. That's why I didn't buy aluminum sheeting 3 weeks ago, because I knew I was going to try this. And I started this, go ahead and buy a big long piece, put it up there, and then cut off what I didn't want. All right? Robert says his parents' first house was a 59 Airstream beside my grandparents' house. Well, the gentleman that bought my camper is going to be living in it for a period of time. And that's fine. But I don't know if I could do it. I don't know. It used to be a big thing. You know, you buy a camper, you pull it onto your lot, and you camp out while your house is being built. Lots of people have done that. Nowadays, they don't want to let you do that. You know, I got to get permission to use my own property. But anyway, back to this. So we're pulling off the roof, all the screws, this piece of trim that is on the edge. You can't really see it. See if I can zoom in on this. Where is it? Can I zoom in? Where can I zoom in? Oh, look. Here we go. Here we are. Here we are. All right. So this piece of trim right here is all 1 piece, until you get about right here. And then for some reason, it's unknown to me, they put in like an 8-inch, 9-inch piece that separates the front trim from the back trim. So it's two huge pieces and one little tiny piece right here. Now, I'm glad it's not all one piece. I'm thankful for that because that's what I originally thought it was until I started cleaning it up and getting down to it, started pulling them screws out. There's got to be like 200 screws holding this trim together. Anyway, there's a little section. I don't know why it's so little. I mean, they could have put, you know what I mean? They could have put like a stop trim here, put a big old piece of trim here, and then started another piece that goes down the front. I mean, they could have done that. I don't know why they didn't do that way. Anyway, I've got all the trim off, the front and the back, the top. This big old piece, excuse me, this big old piece you see here is where they put your awning. So there's an awning that attaches. You have to thread it through this piece, then you unroll it. It's going to be a pain in the butt. But there's where I have been. That's one of the things I was working on the 4th. That's probably one of the reasons that I didn't really think about it, was I was out in the barn working on this stuff. So I'm going to take it off. There's rafters in here. I'm going to see if they're flat. I'm going to measure how much aluminum. I'm going to go to Knoxville. I'm going to get a piece. I've watched guys, of course, on YouTube, how they put it up. They cut it, they bend it, and they put it on. But what worries me, lots of things worry me, is that as I was pulling off this trim, it looks like there may be some other areas in the camper that have water damage that don't show up on the inside. My wife told me the other night, I don't want to be one of these people that end up with just a camper, a skeleton of a camper, and then sell it on Facebook as an incomplete project. So, I mean, I'm with her on that, but, you know, you do what you can, and, you know, you work with it. So, that's one of the things I've been working on. And if you watch the channel at all, you know that I have a little Datsun car. And I'd like to commend Robert for at least trying to watch that video where I pulled the engine out of the car. Because it's long and it's boring and it's a pain. If I were going to pick one of the worst videos that I made, that's it. That's probably the worst one. And I told him I'm going to try to get in there and speed it up. And instead of making it, 25, 30 minutes long, make it like 10 or 15. Just through that boring part where the engine course gets hung and you can't get it out and all that stuff. Anyway, taking it tomorrow to the machine shop. It's been a couple of weeks, almost 3 weeks it's been out. Going to take it to the machine shop. So I've been stripping it down, cleaning it up, getting it ready. I've got another block. One's cracked. I put some pictures out there on the internet. I don't know if any of those show up on I might look here in a minute. So anyway, this is the camper. It doesn't look anything, not nearly this nice. Will it look that nice? Probably not. Not unless somebody else does it. Because I took a wire brush and I made a mistake the first time on one side, just starting to pull the screws off, cleaning the heads of the screws and pulling them out. Then, of course, what does that do? I realized about halfway through, it looks like junk because, there's paint with screw holes in it and places where you use the wire brush to clean them off. So, took a wire brush, brushed it all down best I could. The rest of it's going to have to be chemically removed. So I did both sides. Wife helped me, took all the screws out and everything. Now I'm trying to get roof. And I don't know if this is factory or not. Man, there's some kind of gooey, gluey, pasty stuff that they put on there. it's, man, it's a bear to deal with. But I've got a plan. Gonna get it off. Look at the top. Repair some boards. Make sure the insulation's good. It's like tar. It's like tar. Uh, the top edge has like a weather stripping on it, almost like rubber tape along this upper edge. So probably one of the main reasons I'm not trying to take it from the inside out. Do I have any spruce wood? I don't know. I don't know. There was a guy that we met a year or so ago, said that he travels to North Carolina and he can bring us back a piece of maple, whatever. That's what we think's in it, just because that's what they, the internet people, other people say they use a lot of in campers. It was like maple or something. And he said he could get some real thin. So I was going to take the the bad piece out and put in a new piece from the inside and replace all that stuff from the inside. Then, started looking, and that's when I was going to use the cool seal. And then started looking at really how sad the roof was, how many holes had been put in it, and how many they'd painted that gray stuff on it like a mobile home. Then they'd painted on white rubber roof paint like on top of that. So it was just a mess, just a mess. So we're going to try to do good. We're going to try to clean it up. We're going to try to get it down. But and that way I don't have to really mess a lot with the inside. Now there's still some work to be done in there, but I wouldn't have to strip, top to from end to end and do all that work from the inside. I don't know if that's bad, good, lazy. Definitely part of it is going to be lazy because I think I can get that off, put a new roof on it, do the work from the outside, not mess with the inside trim because it's never been really hacked up or anything from the inside. Plus, I'd like to try to bolster the ceiling a little bit. Somebody, like in typical fashion, took out one of the back windows and put a little window air conditioner in there. I don't like that. I'm sure it keeps the camper cool, but so if I'm going through this trouble, I'd like to put a rooftop AC unit on it. Of course, you're going to have some wiring because it was never designed for that. Strengthen up the hole, make the hole in the top a certain size to fit the air conditioner and all that kind of stuff. So there's things I'd want to do that have to be done with the roof anyway. But will it ever get done? I don't know, man. Like I said, yep. Robert, if I only had a TIG welder, I got to just weld the seams up, weld all the little holes together, and make it waterproof again. So between this and the little Datsun and my other Datsun truck and all these other things, that's where one of the reasons, like I said, my summer schedule, not a show on Mondays because I'm out there. It's daylight till 9. You got to use every second of daylight. But that's our camper. This is a representative picture of what our camper may look like one day down the road. Does it look like that now? No, it doesn't. But it may in the future look, hopefully, very similar to that. It's got the same wheels and hubcaps. It's got the same square bumper tube. It's got the same tongue of the bottles. It's got this little awning piece, 3 windows. The kitchen's here. I guess you'd call this a dinette, and the shelves up here fold down. That makes this little bunk area. It's pretty cool. Put some 31s on it. Mutters. Yeah, I can put some mutters on that and lift it about 6 inches. Paint it, what? Bed liner black? No. It's got a stripe. Mine's white, but it's got this red, white, blue, something stripe down the side of it like that. I don't know how they get it clean like this and then repaint it. That's beyond me. It's beyond me, dude. Let's see. Did they show one on the inside pictures? There's one with the awning. So you have to thread that through that piece on the front. This is all cloth. It's got an awning, but I don't know if it looks that good. Ooh, that's not. Oh no, not inside pictures. Who's that guy talking? Okay, yeah, yep. So this is like the inside, what mine looks like, and they're all almost the same. But this is the front of the camper where the awning, little fold down awning would come down. The 3 windows here, same little old Formica style table. Mine has a gas lamp right here. It's plumbed to run off the propane. There's one here, there's one in the back, and it uses those little mantles like the Coleman lanterns used. And it actually burns propane. Now, does it still do that? I don't know. Would I like for it to? Well, yeah, I would. But I don't know. Got to get it going first. Got to get it down there. Yeah, we're out of Holiday Ramblers now. Let's see. All right. This is another good representative picture of mine. I can't believe it. View image. All right, let's. Oh, you turkey bird. Get here. All right, so you can kind of see this. The blue thing here is a furnace. Okay, and it had propane, and the chimney was up top, of course. And so, the person that owned it before me got rid of the chimney, or got rid of this, the furnace, did away with the chimney, and put shelves in here. So, see, there was a hole in the roof from the chimney of the propane heater, and there's a little refrigerator here. They stuffed in an apartment refrigerator, and these are drawers, and then there's a linen closet cabinet thing, and mine has a shower and toilet bathroom combined, and then there's a bed and the shelves up here that if you fold it down, it makes a bed. So that's one of the things I've been doing. One of the things has been messed up with that. Trying to keep things moving along. And if you want to know what the real picture of the Datsun Roadster looks like, that I took the engine out of, are these little dudes. Little guys like this. Let's see if I've got, mine's a pale yellow. And it looks nothing, I repeat, it looks nothing like these. All right, so see this guy? So that's the little Roadster, and that is one of its very, very, very good example of a Datsun Roadster. And mine's the 2000, so it has a 2-liter engine in it. Little 5-speed car. Mine's got a hard top, but mine's a 69 Roadster. The little Roadster. This one's a 69. It looks about this color. It is not that pretty. It is not that clean, but it looks about this color. And my top is not a soft top. It's a hard top, and it's painted white. So that is what the engine came out of. And I'm taking the engine and the spare block and all that stuff. I don't know. If I can find my oh, where's my thing here? If I mess it up, you won't get it back. Then I was going to try to find pictures of the engine I'm taking out. It's a mess. It is a mess. for sure. I was trying to find a picture of the engine. See, mine, we bought it and the block's cracked. I don't see what they show. Da, 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 da. Engine images. All right, so this is a picture of a 2-liter engine, like is in my car, or it was in my car, until I took it out. I had to take all this stuff out. Got the SU, dual SU carbs. It's an overhead cam car, hydraulic clutch. And this is what kind of blows my mind. Like I said, this is a 1969 car from Nissan, from Japan, a Datsun. They had a hydraulic clutch in 69 and earlier. This thing has a 5-speed in it. They had a 5-speed manual transmission in these things. Why? Why doesn't Ford or Chevrolet back in 69 have like hydraulic clutches? I mean, I don't understand. They're so much better than the linkage and all that other kind of rigmarole junk. So much easier on your legs, feet, pushing it, letting it up, all that kind of stuff. So much easier. And a 5-speed, everything that was any kind of. I sold that 240 several years back. The money from my 240 ended up going into the El Camino I bought, and it still doesn't run. I can start it, but it doesn't move. There's no interior in it. Anyway, excuse me. It's a 5-speed. Why didn't, Dodge had hydraulic clutches on some trucks back in the 60s. Why didn't they just, somebody said, oh, because it cost too much. It was so much easier. But it was a 5-speed. You always hear, oh, I had Corvettes. They were 4 speeds. 5th speed, the 5th speed, the last gear makes it really nice to drive on highway speed. So, look. Mine is in better shape than this guy. All right, that's all I can tell you. Mine is in better shape than this. I had mine running and driving. We bought it off Facebook. All right, so let me jump right into this Facebook thing. Where's my stuff? Where am I? Mrs. Milo, There it is. Oh, there it is. Ooh, there it is. There it is. Ah. Let's go here. So, we've looked at these things before. I know we have. Okay? What you're looking for the next project, what's a good ad, what's not a good ad. But I don't think we've ever gone over. Well, this is Monte Carlo. They're only wanting $123 for this one. Wow. Let us look at this $123 Monte Carlo. Y'all can't see it. Where is it? See it right there? Look at that. It's $123. We ought to buy a dozen of these. Oh, everybody's got videos anymore. Okay. Body frame, pretty solid. Not a lot of rust that I see. Don't have experience. Car's really fast. Took it in on a trade. How do these people trade for these things? That's another thing I don't really understand. I took it in. They're not like used car lots. What do they take them in on trade at all? The guy I got it from set it up to race. cross track. I don't know exactly what cross track is, but I'm guessing it's like, you know, not rally car, but autocross. That's probably what he's talking about. Autocross. Has around 20 to 30,000 in it. Okay. Looking to trade for a pickup truck, preferably 78, 79 Ford, but we'll consider any pickup truck. We'll consider any pickup truck. Again, he says that. So 25 to 30,000 in what has been done to the car. So it's got an engine, it's got wheels, got wheels, got wheels, got a stripe across the front of it. Something. Okay, now we're getting into something. Looks like a pretty good rear end. Big old sway, anti-sway bar, anti-roll bar. Sway bars down in the bottom there. You've got I can't remember what these things are called. It helps center the rear end. He's got one at the top here, one at the bottom. $30,000 fuel line. Look at that. Got an engine in it. Looks like maybe a big block. Looks like it's got some disc brakes on it. All right, tubular upper and lower control arms. Still got power steering on it. Looks like a regular master cylinder. Okay, so he's got a TKO 600 transmission, so it's 5-speed probably. Moser axles, yeah, 410 gears. Disc brakes all the way around. 10-gallon fuel cell. All right, a Watts link and a new drive shaft. All right. So this is a pretty decent ad. The only reason I would say that is because he gives the details, not in writing, but at least in a breakdown on the picture. So 414 big block Chevy. 414. That's interesting. But it shows a lot. Well, let's see what his video looks like. Maybe he shows more in the video. Can y'all hear that? Big camera, bad carburetor. Miss. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Got a $30,000 ratchet strap here holding down like a battery. And apparently it doesn't idle. Because you notice when he was running it, he never let it just idle down and loppity, 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 loppity. He kept it a little above idle. So he gives you pretty much some information. The video's nice. I mean, you know. But one of the things I see a lot on a lot of these ads is they say, I will not respond to, is this available? Now, I know from experience that sometimes you're looking through the ad, and Facebook has changed it some because you're looking through the ads on these things, and it used to be relatively simple. If you hit that thing, see, everybody starts it with a video anymore. You hit it, and it would just automatically send your question. You know, see down here, I can't get you to. I wish I could. Down here at the bottom, I can't scroll down anymore on the. Let's see. All right, let's move this around. I moved you around a little bit. So you can see over here on this side, send seller a message, and it's already typed in there. If you're on a phone or something like that and you swap over and you hit send, used to it just sent that thing right off. Now I think you hit that and it'll ask you if you want to send it. But it's so simple potentially for somebody to send that by mistake, you know, and I don't, anybody, if I've got an ad out there, I don't care what it is. If they ask, is it still available? Now Facebook puts a response, a canned response that says, yes, it is. Are you interested? So if I get a canned question, I send a canned response. But I respond to every interaction, every one of them. And when I put that camper up there, there was a lot. Would I say hundreds? No. All right. To me, a lot is like 8, 10, and I sold it in 2 days. So it was pretty close to do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And then it was sold. And what that doesn't irritate me. What irritates me is people saying, I'll come and see it. Yeah, come on. And I'm the type of person, to me, this is a good seller because I do it. And of course, I'm a good seller. But let's say there's 3 people, Robert, Garthog, and Joe. Robert, even though he hits me up with, is this still available? And I say, yes, are you interested? And then he comes back, well, yeah, I'd like to come see it. And he's an hour away. And Garthok, I say, sure, Robert, come and see it. I'm not doing anything for the next couple of 3 hours. If you want to come see it, come right now. All right? So I tell him that. Garthok lives down the road 20 minutes. He messaged me, hey, is this thing for sale? Yeah, I still have it. It's still for sale. I want to come see it. I tell him, listen, I got a guy coming. He's an hour away. He'll be here. If he doesn't show up or if he doesn't take it, I'll let you know. Now, to me, that's only courtesy. I don't want a Robert coming from an hour away. Garthok comes down, buys it in 45 minutes, and here comes Robert. Hey, man, where's the camper? Oh, man, you just missed it. The guy down the road bought it. That's not right. I don't think that's right. And these people that, I'll come right now. No, I got a guy coming in an hour. Well, I could come right now. First come, first served. No, he contacted me first. So I'm going to wait. Did it bite me in the butt? Yeah, yeah, it did. One guy said he was coming that night, the night I put it out. I'm going to come. I'm going to see it. Right? Never showed up. Messaged him. Hey, man, are you still coming? I gave him like 20 minutes. No response at all. Next guy, I said, hey, and I talked to him, told him somebody was coming. I said, hey, the guy was a no-show. Do you want to come see it? Yeah, can I come tomorrow? I can't get there until like 1 o'clock. Sure, no problem. Come on tomorrow. Never showed. I messaged him at like 1:30, said, are you coming? No, man, would you take blah, blah, blah for your camper? And I said, if you don't want to come see it, that's fine, but I don't negotiate, via text. So the third guy, he drove an hour and a half, 2 hours, got it. And here's where being a good buyer is. I told it to this guy. I said, if I go look at a car and it's $4,000, so if I'm interested enough to drive 2 hours to see it, I'm going to take $4,000, right? Because if I'm interested enough to drive 2 hours to see it, then I'm willing to pay full price. If I look at it and say, man, that thing ain't worth but $2,500, I'm not going to drive 2 hours to see it, So Come with the money. Expect to pay full price, and dicker around when you get there. Oh, kick the tires. Well, look at that. That thing doesn't work, or this is bald, or this and that thing. Don't come to buy a car that right up front won't drive home without a trailer or without some kind of plan in mind. Hey, I come to see a $4,000 car. I would pay $4, but now that I'm sitting in person, it's not worth $4. I'll give you $3,200. We'll sign an agreement. I'll buy it now. You give me the title. I'll come back tomorrow or 3 or 4 days, and I'll pick it up with the trailer. Make a plan. Message somebody. If I'm coming, say, man, I'm coming in 2 hours, but I don't have a way to tow it right now, but I've got money. Let them know up front. But I'll have to say, the gentleman that bought it was a dude of his word, man of his word, and I told him, I said, I'm taking a gamble on you that you're going to do what you say you're going to do, and and he bought it. So anyway, be a good seller, respond to all questions, even because see, like I said, now Facebook has one of those things that's like, is it available? You hit a button, it says yes it is, are you interested? Now I did that 2 or 3 times, and a lot of times no other response. That's fine. I don't care. You send me something, I'm sending you something back, because that may be the person that actually comes and buys it. Just because it's a canned or they did it by mistake, and you send back saying, hey, yeah, it's still available. Do you want to come see it? That might be all it takes for them to go, well, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll go see it. I was interested enough to look at it. Let's just go look at it. So I want one of these. I don't want to pay $2,000 for it. Let's see what this thing is. Runs like a dream. 9,000 miles. Few minor scratches. Side panel needs replacing. What kind of pictures we got? Now my thing's too high. My little window frame, my picture frame is too high now. I don't know why it won't let me do different. It just won't. I don't know. Maybe if I shrunk this down. Can I shrink that down to below 100%? Well, Facebook don't like it because right now it says I'm at 50% and it doesn't show. It doesn't change. It doesn't change the picture for me. It doesn't change it for you either. I can see that now. But it would be nice to go. So I guess that was one of my things that I thought about talking about a show on was Robert wants the tractor. Well, there are, like I said, I had 2 people that played games. One never responded back, never showed up, never responded back. The other one, he would respond, but he didn't show up when he said he was going to show up, and then, he just offered money right up. And I had 2 or 3 people, they didn't even say, hey, good afternoon or nothing. Their first message right out of the box was, will you take X amount of dollars for this? Without seeing it, without asking any questions, nothing. I said, if you want to look at it, come look at it, but I don't, negotiate via text or over the phone. Unless somebody says, hey man, I'm in Texas and I'm going to fly in and get this thing. I mean, it happens, but not to me. So I don't think I'd ever sell anything that somebody would be interested in flying halfway across the country to come look at. Ain't no way. I just don't have interesting stuff like that. No, I don't. The dude though, Robert, the guy that bought my 240Z from years ago, he came from Myrtle Beach. I did forget that. He came from Myrtle Beach, bought it. Myrtle Beach. Oh, Mad Dog 1000, West Jefferson, North Carolina. Let's see what this looks like. One of them little old scooter things. Scooter thing. I just don't, I mean, I think that'd be fun to ride and stuff, but I don't think I'd take it much anywhere. There's your camper. $1,800. What is it? All lights work, new breaker box, all new wires, tiled shower, hot water heater, air conditioner, etc. I'm willing to trade for any running vehicle or motorcycle. Whoa. Whoa, dude. They made it out of pallet wood, looks like. Made it out of pallet wood. Well, and that's not a bad look. You know, the barn look. Ooh. I bet that sucker weighs a lot. Look at that. Of course, it's not pallet wood. It's too good to be pallet wood, but it's that thin, still that thin board. Hope he's going to cut back out for that window that he obviously covered up. Interesting. Oh, there was something. I want to see this. Let's see if I can find it again. I saw it. I saw it. Why don't you go backwards? I'm telling you to go backwards and you won't do it. Oh, really? Come on, man. This guy had made, there it is. Check this thing out. All welded aluminum sneak boat. Thick padding in bottom, drain plug, transom for trolling motor or small outboard. This is a homemade boat, no title. You can't tell because I got my thing on there. Here he's got a little outboard motor on it. I don't know why he took it up down. This is the padding. It's got some kind of big old padding in it. But look, that's a pretty nice seat. The transom isn't much. I mean, it's just like I said, for a trolling motor, and there's the plug. And I wished I could read the tape measure. He's got the tape measure on there. Not a very good picture. But man, that thing looks like it would be fun. You know, of course you'd end up putting apparently a sneak boat is like just a duck boat, something, because let's look back over here. When you're looking at it and you put in a thing for sneak boat, so you get like this guy, $900. Manufactured Lake Craft Welding Company in Clinton, Ohio. But it's just like a little flat water. See, it's got a duck. Shit. Decoy. That's what I'm looking at. Decoy. This one doesn't have a place to put a motor. So it's like a boat. Aluminum sneak boat, 5-gallon bucket and decoyer for scale not included. Boat is solid. Old transom was removed and some of the paint has been stripped off, but a new transom and a plug would get it right for the water. I don't know where your transom would go. Oh, it has to be attached to the back. You can't see the back. Okay. It probably bolted to that. Another video. So there's another sneak boat. I guess something is just a step above a canoe, but you can put like a trolling motor or, like I said, a small little outboard so it doesn't scare the ducks or the fish, and you can just putter around on, calm water lakes, big ponds, and different things like that, and take it out to go fishing or duck hunting, I guess. But they like them. That little thing was $1,300. And there was a guy, I don't know, I think I've told Garthok about this before, is let's see if I can find one real quick. All right, so a flat bottom boat, this thing right here, he calls this a mini jet boat. Now I've seen those kits that you can buy, and they actually have a windshield, a front cone, and all those other kind of things. They put jet ski motors in them. But this is just a flat bottom boat that this guy has put this 650 SX stroker with a high compression head with fresh carbon fuel pump rebuild. Runs perfect, never skipped a beat. Boat has all wiring and controls, temporary supporting because I've not designed a deck for it yet. He's going to put a deck on it. I don't know how fast it runs. I'm too scared to find out. Open to trades, 2,500 or best offer. No trailer. Will deliver within 50 miles of Rocco, wherever that is. But I think one of these would be super cool, because I've seen these things on the internet, and they'll go in water that's like 4 inches deep because it's built on a jet ski. And I don't know why he's got that handle. Surely I'd want handlebars, sit up somewhere close to the front, balance the weight out, and use some handlebars with some type of throttle. Because, I guess he's running it like an airboat, forward and back, left and right, and then a squeeze trigger for the throttle. But I mean, I just think that thing would be fun. But is it $2,500 worth of fun? I don't know. But the work looks like the hard work is done. If it's watertight and it doesn't leak and the engine runs, then yeah, maybe it's worth $2,500. I have no idea. I just know it'd be fun to run one of those things on the water. So, but anyway. Well, there you have it, peoples. There you have it. No real topic. We ended up on Facebook. We talked about a couple of other things. Then I learned about my camper, learned about the little old Datsun Roadster, learned about what I think is a good seller and a good buyer etiquette for Facebook ads. Just being, I don't sell a lot on Facebook. And I do sell every once in a while. I'll sell things. I can't remember besides that camper what it was I sold last. I sell things I come across like tires, wheels and tires. I've sold a couple of sets of those. I put some on there that never get sold. Okay, so I've got things. Facebook will send an ad saying or a message, "Did you sell this?" And I'll say, "No." "Would you like to update your ad? It's been 6 months since you've done anything, and traffic is slowing down." And I'll say, "No." And then they'll leave you alone. One of these days I'll say, "Yeah, it's been sitting around long enough. Let's try it again and see if this time somebody wants it more than me." Because right now, apparently nobody wanted it more than me. Or I would have sold it to them for that. Right? Okay. We've been in this thing for an hour, and I wasn't even planning on really having a topic. The old trade post. You think back, you think back of the things that have changed. I put stuff out on the trading post and had to take, you paid, okay? And if you wanted a picture, you had to go down, I think it was in Blumpville. The trading post had moved around a couple of times, but I think most of the time it was always in Blumpville. And you wrote what you wanted, and you paid them, and you gave them a picture, and they printed it. And then you would go, I think it was a weekly publication, wasn't it a weekly? And you would pay, and it would run for like 6 weeks. And then they would call you up and say, hey, this thing's been out there 5 weeks. Did you sell it? And you say, no. Well, do you want to renew your ad? Instead of like $15, it's going to be 10. That kind of stuff. So that's a long time ago. And you used to get that thing, and you would sit down and flip through it and look up at all the categories. And you go down through there and looking at the pictures and reading the little things, and it had the telephone numbers, And so, yeah, it's come a long way, but it's still the same kind of stuff. Instead of people calling you on the phone, they just message you. People call you on the phone and say, "Can I come see your, thing? I saw it on Facebook or on the Trader magazine." And you say, "Sure, come on Saturday and at 2 o'clock." And they never show up, and you call the telephone number, and they would never answer again. It's the same junk. People are just all the same. Yeah, that one boat kind of looked like the nose of the X-Wing fighter. Low profile. Yep. Stills Creek Park, they used to have those jet ski races, drag races out there. I've been out there once. That's all I know about. Been out there once. One thing, there's two of you here, but this Saturday, maybe somebody will watch it. Today is July the 11th. On Saturday the 13th at the Bristol Motor Speedway, they're having cars and coffee. I think I'm going to go. It's kind of interesting to see the cars. A lot of Corvettes, some older cars, some rat rods, some real fancy cars. I saw a true Roadrunner there a couple of months ago. Guy local had one, brought it there. So you get to see some crazy things. I don't know if I'll be taking anything because I'm on call. I might just go by there and hang out. But there's supposed to be another car show somewhere this on Saturday too. But if you've made it this far, I appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe to the channel. I think I'm still like at 130 subscribers. I can't find the secret to the what makes people watch the videos. I've done some stuff. Maybe my thumbnails aren't attractive enough. I don't know. But I can't find the secret of what people watch and what they don't watch. So if you've made it this far, you've listened to it, you've watched it, whatever, leave me a comment. Say, do more of this, do less of that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about this. So, give me an idea of what's going on. I want to try to do better, like everybody says. I want to try to do better and put out some videos. I hadn't done a cooking video in a while. I've got one on my phone, on the phone that I use for a camera, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. It's not a cooking video. Not a cooking. No, Robert, there is one in Elizabeth, and there's almost one every weekend somewhere. But the Cars and Coffee is only once a month at Bristol Track. You come around front off the Parkway. It's only once a month. They have a thing on Facebook. But I saw a flyer at Advance Auto for this car show, and it's supposed to be somewhere around the track. It said 400 something white top road. So I don't know. I tried to find it on Facebook, but it was, I couldn't find it. I don't know, ride around, look around the track, but I think Cars and Coffee runs from 8 till 11, and I don't get there at 8 o'clock. No. That's a Saturday, dude. I ain't getting there at 8 o'clock. But anyway, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your buddies. Go to the Cars and Coffee. It's kind of interesting. They had a vendor there that was selling coffee last time I was there. So anyway, I appreciate everybody watching. Let's see, where's my stop streaming button? There it is. And until next time, next Thursday, I'm hoping. Don't let me forget. I'll see you then. All right.